How's it going, everyone? Jesus here, aka Tyrant Dominus, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Honestly, Anchor is a very enjoyable platform to be on, listen on, and just a joy to be a part of this community. Anchor, come check us out.
And welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another movie review. This time around, we're going to be talking about The Matrix Resurrection, the fourth film in this franchise, bringing back some very fun cast back. Keanu Reeves, Carrie Ann Moss, and the like. So The Matrix 4, overall the Matrix franchise has been one of those iconic films series that, for the most part, it has a reasonable conclusion. Some may say it lacks some stuff. For me, it was like, oh, okay. I personally was content with the way The Matrix 3 ended and how from beginning to end it was. I was never one of those individuals who really dove into the Matrix lore or ideas heavily. I do like the premise that the Matrix basically tries to give individuals, but it's overall, I just enjoyed the film. But for Matrix Resurrections, the fourth Matrix film, it makes you wonder what was the point in a sense. How are they gonna do it? Because if spoilers for the ending to Matrix 3, Neo dies, so he sacrifices himself to kind of get this kind of peace between the machines and the humans. So what happens to not get that? So what is the Matrix 4? What is Matrix Resurrection? So I'm gonna avoid spoilers as much as possible. I don't know if I want to do an after credits for this one, but there's an idea that has been bouncing around my head, and I'm gonna have been looking at other reviews because it's the film. Because I didn't watch this in the theaters, I watched this with the entire family at home, because it's one of those films you could also watch on HBO Max. And there was some inkling of me wanting to go. I was excited for the film. It was never really I needed to go see this film. So I was like, you know what? We're all here. It's on HBO Max. Let's watch it together as a family. So we sat down, we watched it, and it just, I don't know. It never really peaked for me. There was never really any woo, wow, those moments you get yeah, that was great, because the film kind of opens up with this very cringy meta narrative, and it just I don't know, it's just kind of making fun of itself. And there are points where it's, you know, like, okay, I get it, yeah, that's fun, but it just goes a little too far. It just pushes that a little too far, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, don't let this be the film. I just, like, at first it was fun, but you can't keep doing this. And then when some of the action starts picking up and some of the lore starts going, it just never really pays off. There's great lore that is like divulged toward the end, but it's never explored. It's always just this weird like chase, and some of the back and forth between characters and the antagonist, like between Neo and the antagonist of this film, it just never felt grand. There was just never anything like, yes, this is what like Neo is fighting or anything. Like there's this weird thing they're trying to like explain about people and how they're just too like they're just too plugged in and ignore everything around you. And I get it, you know, but I was just hoping for a fun Matrix film. There's a few fun action sequences, but it just never like lives up to anything great. There's just some fun scenes. Never just peaks. There's just never this like amazing moment where it's just like, yes, you know. There's just never that. It's just like, okay, you're just watching. There are some fun sequences. There's, like I said, besides that, some of the writing was kind of like, it just felt a little amateurish at times. It just never like was, I don't know. It just sometimes felt flat, you know. Some of the performances weren't that grand either. It just felt sour at times. I don't know how to best to describe it. It just, there was never anything that was fully immersive about this film, and it kind of was just background noise at times, honestly. But when, so, like I said, like some of those action sequences, once they came up, yeah, they were fun to watch, yeah. But the plot itself and the reasons they give is like, okay, sure, whatever, sure. If that's how you want to do it, okay. And then kind of the ending, I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was, I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was, I don't know, it just didn't feel rewarded, you know. It's just like, okay, that's where we're ending it, okay. You know, it just is what it is. And there's not really much without spoiling film stuff, and I really don't want to spoil it, because I kind of want you guys to watch it. If you have HBO Max, go ahead and watch it. Just have a sit down, enjoy some popcorn, and just kind of turn off your head, because there's nothing really mind-bending about this film. There's nothing that kind of really like feeds you a lot of the lore. There's very few things to really think about. For sure, there are some, maybe just because of, oh well, we were pretty quiet at times, but we needed subtitles a couple times because some of the dialogue was kind of like just, I don't know, unaudible. You know, like, okay, subtitles on now. Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just, I wasn't even hoping for a lot. I just wanted some fun Matrix action stuff, but you know, it just, yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna give The Matrix Resurrected. The Matrix Resurrected, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't good. Was it fine? I'm gonna give it a solid. Would I watch this movie again? Not really, actually. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, 5 out of 10. It's an average film. It could have been more for me. I was like, it was fun to see some of the actors come back, and I wish some of the, like, at points there were times where I thought they were gonna pass the mantle on to a different character. And I was like, okay, this is what we're going for. Sure, you know, there are times, there are points in the film where it just feels like it, but it just never fully clicks. So it's an average film for me. So 5 out of 10. Let me know what you thought of The Matrix Resurrected. Were you excited to watch the film? Were you disappointed? Were you the opposite? Were you like thrilled about it? Did you want more lore about what happened? But yeah. So, thanks again for listening or watching, depending where it is. You can always hit me up on TikTok, Instagram, and Instagram. As always, until next time, see ya.